Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, good evening. Usually I'm doing this live at 12:30, so this is a change for me. But I like this 7 o'clock. It was easy to adjust and get myself together for this call. 12:30 being during the day. Sometimes I have stuff going on. I usually clear my schedule and I do block off like my phone calls and stuff so that nothing, interrupts the live. But today I was volunteering at a emergency food bank and wanted to make sure that I was devoting my time to that experience. So I did not want to do that. Want to take away from that. So I changed the call time. So moving forward, it will be at 7 because I do want to volunteer there more and help out. But today I wanted to take a minute just to kind of dive in, keeping us on the winning mindset. I did post a video this morning to just encourage everyone to keep focused and keep pushing through your day. And, I just think it's so important for us to always keep in mind that we have a support system, that we can get through a lot of these situations that we're going through, that there is someone that cares. And then hopefully, it makes the day a little brighter. So that's the goal. And today for the winning mindset, I just wanted to, share that the book is out. So I have copies of my book here, Commitment to Self I Do. Find the Balance of Me in Me. I started writing my thoughts down because, again, like I said, I don't consider myself to be a writer. I consider myself to be someone that manifested a vision and put my thoughts and ideas on paper, pray to God about my situation. And this book is really just a small intro to positive advancement as far as what our ADAPT transformation system is. I do tell a personal story in here. And in the second book, that will accompany this book, which will be the larger version, it will dive a little deeper into some of those stories. I don't mind sharing my truth and sharing kind of how much I struggled and how hard it was to get to even today, because I don't think today is perfect, but today is today, and I'm in the here and now. But from getting to the area that I was in, what I talk about in the book about getting evicted and having to go through that struggle and rebuild life to a place. It was definitely challenging, and I learned a lot about myself, about my strengths, and about my weaknesses. I also learned that, God never gives you more than you can bear, and you can get through those struggles and those hard times, as sad and frustrating as they are. And sorry, I'm going to sniff about 8 times because I'm better, but not better. Still, better, but haven't fully gotten rid of all the congestion. So, but thankful to God to be out of bed after 3 days of not being able to get out of bed. So, but yeah, so just being able to get through that part of the struggle and make it over, consistently, I try to tell myself, it could always have been worse. It could always be worse, even in my present here and now. So I always try to keep myself focused that the situation can always be worse, and you need to keep a level mindset. We need to always remain positive, have that peace on the inside, that God's in control, that, we can make it beyond those circumstances that we sometimes put ourselves in. Because I'm not going to say some of that stuff wasn't my fault. I'm just going to say it took me a long time to get and carry myself back. But one of the chapters in the book that I really love, there's 2 chapters that are kind of my faves, 5 and 6, even though I love the whole book. In 5 and 6, I get to talk about fear, and then, getting past trauma. Then there's also another one that I like about embracing our habits and behaviors, challenging our habits and behaviors. That's another one which I really like. But there's a quote in the book, and there's a quote at the beginning of each chapter that kind of gives you the set vision for what that chapter is going to be about. And in this one, the chapter is commitment to self means facing our fears. And that quote is, fear is a notification of some weakness that needs to be cleared. And that's Agam Shah. And there's two questions that are being asked at the beginning of this chapter. And one is, how can I face my fears and reach my potential? And the other is, am I the master of my own outcome? And what I love about this chapter is that it helped me to face my own fears. When I was stuck, when I would have kind of a writer's block, when I wanted to limit kind of the information and stories we told so that we could expand on it in the next version of this. And I kept a mantra that I put in the book in front of me all the time. And this mantra I want to share today as people go through their week. I want you to put it on a sticky or, listen to this recording and just allow it to bring you into a place of peace. But it says, and the book says, first you need to repeat after me. So before we moved into this whole shift, it says, be bold, be brave, believe. There is a plan for my life, and I can create opportunities for the outcome I seek. And, it's about developing our inner and outer strength. It's about pushing ourselves beyond our fear, because fear is not bad. When we're nervous about going on stage, when we're nervous before a basketball game, that energy, because there's energy when it comes to fear, it builds anxiety, it builds anxious energy, it builds a lot of emotions in us. That energy can be repurposed. That energy can be used for something super positive. So we need to understand that in those moments of fear, our bodies are producing energy that allows us to transfer that energy into something positive. So when we're talking about building confidence, I don't say fear is a bad thing. It's just overcoming it. It's allowing that fear to cripple you that becomes the problem. So when we're, addressing fears and we're telling our kids, don't be scared. You can be scared, but don't let it cripple you to the point where you can't create. You can't be great. You can't be in a moment. And so when we talk to our kids, when we talk to each other about fear, it's about facing it. It's about understanding where it comes from and what the trigger is. And sometimes, when our kids are scared about taking a test, it's really because they're not prepared for the test. Because what is there to fear? If I'm 100% prepared and I've done my due diligence and I've done the work, then why am I fearing the situation? That's the difference between on the football field, an athlete going out and becoming a superstar at the moment, or someone who's hesitant because he doesn't want to tackle or hit. It's because of the fear of not understanding whether he's fully prepared or not. We can provide that source to say, you practiced all week. You worked hard. You understand where you are. So let me build you up and tell you, you are ready. You need to face this. You need to face the moment. You need to face the opportunity that you're in. And so it's about us understanding that when we're fully prepared, when we're in a moment, when we're in a position of power, we can't allow fear to cripple us or hold us back. We need to face those fears. We need to be able to push ourselves forward. And again, it's a single step. It's a single step. I'm not saying jump off the ledge. I'm saying take that step forward and then take the other step and then take the next step until you start to gain confidence with every step. And as you build that confidence, it's going to get you to that goal. But we have to start at that place of fear and say, you know what? I'm ready to take that step. I'm not going to stay there. One of the reasons I started the 21-day challenge group that's on Facebook is because, one, it's a private group. So it enables people to come into that group and feel, like they're in a sanctuary of individuals who want to be on a journey of, challenging themselves day to day. But they can pop things in that chat and nobody's going to be negative. Nobody's going to say anything hurtful. Nobody's going to shame them. They're not going to hear anything but positivity and love. And then we are going to hold you accountable. So, you'll have accountability partners that are going through challenges that are going to help you. So people will pop in and they may say, I've always wanted to do this. I want to stop doing this, but I am so scared because I know the consequences of that. I know that if I put down, cigarettes, or if I put down, marijuana, or if I put down the bottle, if I, stop doing X, Y, Z, if I, for me, my 21-day challenge is no soda, 1 cup of coffee a day, and increasing my water intake. It's a big challenge for me. Huge. I told everybody in the private chat on day 4, I was already having withdrawal because it's something that's been a part of my operating system, this body, for so long that my body was craving it. It was yearning it, that to the point where I had to remove it out of my sight. And so when we're in that, that group, we have that accountability. We have that set that someone can pop in there and say whatever. My daughter's in that group. She's 13 and she popped in. Does anybody have any routines for, wind down and their wind down process or something, or their morning routine? Because I need to have a better routine. I would love for someone to share their routine with me. And I ended up sharing my routine with her, what I do, because she doesn't see me in the morning because I get up early. She doesn't know what I do. So I was able to pop that in there. But, when people communicate in this form, it's a place where you can say, I'm going through this. I'm having this moment. It is good to have an accountability partner. I urge everyone, I say it in all of my coaching sessions, I can be your accountability partner if I'm coaching you, but to have someone that you can confide in, someone that will say something positive to you, but also give you the blanket truth of where you are, is very helpful when you're on the journey. And when we talk about fear, sometimes we need that kick in the butt to say, you need to get it together. Like, I'm that person to my kids. You need to get it together because I know you. I carried you 9 months. I know how hard you can fight. I know how strong you are. And so those are the reoccurring themes that I have to give, to my kids. And it is one of those things that when I talk about the journey, I always say, appreciate where you are. So be proud of where you are. Be hopeful for where you're going, but always be in the here and now. Because we need to be focused on the day-to-day. If I'm stuck, don't be stuck in the past. Don't worry too much about the future. You're planning, you're getting to the future. But if you're not here, you're not present, you're not focused on what you need to do today, what does the future matter? If you're not making any moves today, if you're not planning, if you're not, creating action steps, if you're not looking at your current behaviors and habits that could potentially hold you back from that future that you want. The future, thinking about it is great, but there's no fruit. There's nothing that will come of that. There will be no bloom of flowers at the end of the journey. We have to be in the here and now. When we talk about the past, I tell you all the time, I understand that some of us have had very traumatic experiences. I have had several of my own. I always talk, and you guys know in my book, I talk about the journey of, my journey of loss. I talk about it in my other lives where I talk about losing my sister, losing my mother, losing my father, losing my grandfather, and then the timing in which all of it happened and how it impacted me at different stages in my life, and how I've had to, take those lessons learned and, like I said, and do something positive with it. How I got into coaching was from my mother. Her early onset dementia, you guys know, was a part of the traumas and things that she never worked through. And the dedication in my book is, to her and my father, saying, if I knew the things that I knew now through being a life coach, maybe they would have had more time. Maybe they would be alive today. And so it is my purpose and mission to push forward the wellness initiative that I have through my, for-profit Positive Advancement, but also through my nonprofit, Be Bold, Be Brave, Believe, because I 100% believe that my community needs to build itself on wellness, that we need to focus on physical wellness, we need to focus on mental health, we need to focus on emotional wellness. Speaking of emotional wellness, Friday is our interactive Zoom call that we do monthly, and we talk about a dimension of wellness, and this Friday is emotional wellness. Speaking of, I set the teen and youth discussions up. Those are in person if you live in the Fredericksburg, Stafford, Spotsylvania area for ages 8 to 12 and 13 to 17. That is just me responding to all of the school shutdowns and everything that's been happening. So these are for those age groups to come in and talk about self-awareness and mindfulness. And the second, I think, course, the other one I'm doing is responsible decision making. If you haven't seen those flyers on my page, they are on the page. They're on the Positive Advancement page. They're on the Michelle Moore page. They're on my website, positiveadvancement.com. The registration links are on my website, positiveadvancement.com. But these courses for the kids are free. I'm opening 2 sessions up on February 24th and March 2nd. I think February 24th is the self-awareness and mindfulness. And each session is, I think, for the younger kids, it's an hour and a half. For the older kids, it's a 2-hour session at Howell Library. But registration is required based on the space size. So if they are unable, if the registration locks for the age groups, there is an online registration where they will be able to join via a Zoom link that will be mailed out once they're registered. That is an opportunity for them to join. But it is important that we get everybody on track. It's not just the adults, it's our kids. There's a struggle, there's a disconnect out here. The family dynamic has changed, where the support systems within the families are failing, the family units, because parents are either working a lot and, kids don't get the support they need to understand, how was your day? What are you interacting with? What are you watching online? What are you doing? And so these kids are getting caught in these chat rooms. There's a lot of negativity in these chat rooms that these kids have. There's nothing positive going on, and they're constantly either talking about each other or talking about someone. There's so much happening where schools are having to respond with a lack of personnel right now to keep these kids from going into spring fever, like from going crazy. And so, this is going to be an opportunity to touch a couple groups at a time. If these are successful, I will do them more often and in a bigger forum so we can have more space and opportunity for group engagement. But it is time, like I said, everything for me is not about business. It is about me engaging in my community and being a part of my community. So I'm 100% invested in doing what it takes to support the community from the youngest to the oldest. And so I'll be trying to tap into as much as I can to help out as often as I can. And so that's an opportunity that's available out there. So if anyone, is interested, please check it out. Again, the book is available as well. And I will have a book signing at the Grounds Cafe here in Stafford on February 18th. Yay. So that will be there. The book is called Commitment to Self I Do. Find the Balance of Me in Me. And you can find that on Amazon.com. The audio version is not out yet. And the Kindle version is not out yet. I think they're still working on that. But the physical book is here. And I will have copies of the book at the signing as well for that. And, of course, the first 30 people at the signing will get a free coffee on me. So excited about all that. But I just wanted to jump on today because I know we usually do the 12:30 live to encourage you that, we need to come out of our fear circle. This call is tailored for 7 o'clock now. So I will be on every Tuesday at 7 to do the winning mindset. If you haven't seen that posted, we've been usually doing it at 12 o'clock. And then we had motivational end of the year, which we did at 5 a.m. So all of that has moved to this time frame. So I welcome anyone that wants to join the call. I do pull out a different area of the winning mindset and talk about that for the 30 minutes that we're on the call. But I just really want to reiterate. And again, I don't know if I can do it on here. Let me see if I can do it. Guys, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not even going to lie about this. I was going to try and swap it so you guys can see how far I've come with my dream wall. But for those that were on the 5 a.m. live, you know that I was working on a dream wall because I don't think small. And I don't do, I didn't want a dream board. So my dream wall is enhancing and getting better every week, I tell you. So, of course, you guys know my mama is up there. She's my motivation. And then I have, my faith stickers and dreams. When I started the journey to become a life coach, my son was into biblical numbers. And so I had seen this number, which actually came up on my clock. And I saw it 3 times in one day. Took this number and looked at God's validation. And the number is actually my birthday, which was even more funny at 319. And those, it meant number 3 was inspirations and manifestations are aligned with the universe. Time to start on a clean slate. Work towards healing others in need through your gifts and talents. And I immediately put, I am a life coach and positive change advocate. So that is my motivation as well. And then, of course, my life coach here says I put a sticky for each letter for what I wanted to do on the journey. Be true to me, be more cognizant, be a biblical scholar, be a healer, be a better person, be bolder and braver, be a teacher, be a motivational speaker, and a group coach specialist. And then, of course, for those that know my sister on Facebook, you guys know that she passed away in 2001. I don't even know if I have her on camera, but this is my my sweetheart here. We are a year, 7 months, and 3 days apart. So she's older than, she'd have been older than Celeste. Me and Celeste are 8 years apart, but that was my heart there and my best friend, and I love her. And so she motivated me all the time because she had such a, her fight with cancer was 5 years, but she was the strongest person that I had ever known. And I say it on every time I bring her up because she had a heart of gold, but she also, knew that God was going to be there for her. So she always would tell you, I'm not worried. Like, everything's going to be good. I'm just going to live. And so she did live. She did the things that she said she wanted to be a model. She woke up and she was modeling and taking pictures and went with some agency and was, taking headshots and doing her thing. But she just lived life to the fullest, and she inspired me. So I always now focus on living life to the fullest and being, the best person that I can be for myself, but for others as well. And so my think big, my work hard is here. And then I have my mindset, think it into existence. The power of the mind is infinite. And it talks about 4 key areas: success, persistence, perspiration, and patience. So this wall, actually my whole office here is like crazy. My dream catcher keeps me safe by my window. But this this wall, this whole room, literally when I walk in is inspiration, and it's motivating, and it helps me when I sit down on my computer and start working on stuff, and I get on lives with you guys and I start posting things and you guys start responding. Oh, that was a little glitch. This is a space for me to come and connect and to heal and to feel better when I've had a long day, or when someone's, when I've had that moment, or when I even face fear, to come in here and read some of this stuff and to say, don't tell people your dreams, show them that I'm focused, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, I'm motivated, I'm worthy, and, that I'm my only limit, that nothing can really stop me unless I stop myself, so moving forward in that. One of the things when I became a coach, I was so nervous about wanting to, take this journey, because I know that psychologists, psychiatrists, so many others in medical professional fields and things like that, and other coaches with just bigger credentials, you know, sometimes have thoughts about kind of people coming into these genres of the world and speaking their truth. And I'm always authentically me. And when I coach, I'm always authentically me. When I work with kids, I'm always authentically me. I like to have fun. I like to show energy. I like to see kids energized. I like to hear them talk and vocalize how they feel. I do it with my own kids. After this call, me and my kids know 8 o'clock, phones go off, things get silenced. Me and my husband, the kids go sit in the dining room. We have Bible study. It's an opportunity for us to connect. It's an opportunity for them to understand things that they don't understand. I am always thinking about, how we can always be better, like what we can do to learn new things. And so, we create moments. It's on us to create those moments, where we can be passionate about something. We can share it with others. And this is kind of where I fall. This is where I'm at. My most peaceful moments in life is when I'm on these journeys and I'm able to share the things that I know. And, I always say it, and everybody knows, 6 o'clock in the morning, me and my kids get up and we do meditation and stretching. They hate it. They get better. But, part of it now is, in order to get them to buy into the process, I've taught them the last 2-3 weeks the process of how I go through the motions and what our stretching is. So now they've learned all the motions. They understand the order of everything. So now they're starting to lead the stretches themselves, and I'll sit back in the back. And so now that, Victoria led her first one today, she felt very empowered, and she felt very, she was fearful, so I'm tying it into fear, just so you know. She was fearful, and she was kind of a little goofy in the beginning, a little awkward, and, the slow move, music is playing, and I got the oil, the smell and aroma in the space of balance, and she's like, she's doing whatever. So she started out a little off, but once I started to encourage her, and once I started to show her kind of what I needed her to do to make sure that we were in the experience that we needed to be in order to have a successful meditation and to have a successful she did amazing. And I had to congratulate her at the end and say, you did amazing. Like, it was really good. And so Parker jumps in and he's like, well, can I do tomorrow? And I was like, you are doing tomorrow. So in the morning, he's going to be leading the stretches and the meditation. But again, just teaching them how, as adults, they're going to be able to walk out of the house and take all of the things that they've learned and really be able to apply it successfully. There's this little video on YouTube. It's a affirmations video. It's very, very cute, and it's for little kids if they can read, because you do have to read the screen. But it goes through, and it's got a little hip-hoppy little song to it. And it's I am special. I am magnificent. I am, just gives you all these affirmations, and it's about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes long. And so after we do meditation and stretching, we sit and everybody talks about something they're thankful for, and then we put this affirmation song on and we all sing it together. And the first time we did it, the second time we did it, the third time we did it, the fourth time we did it, Victoria hated it. This is so kiddie and blah, 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 blah. And I had to, video her one time as we're walking through the situation, and we're doing the affirmations, and about halfway through, you see her mood change because she's so bored with it. And as she's going through it, she doesn't even realize how motivating it is for her and how it's empowering her. She doesn't even see the smile on her face. She didn't even notice that during one of the parts where it talks about your family, she was hugging her brother. She didn't realize some of the actions that she was taking until I recounted those actions for her. And she said, wow, I didn't even realize it was having such a positive impact on me. And I said, it's because you want it to be negative. you wanted to be frustrated by it, and you kept yourself in a mental state, even though physically your body was responding the way your body should respond. It was doing everything it should have done in that moment. The music was upbeat, it was rocking, you know. You were saying everything, not realizing that your brain, though, subconsciously was into it. So you reached out and hugged your brother. Like, all these things were happening and she wasn't conscious of it. And I said, that's where mindfulness comes in. This is where we can be mindful right in the here and now to say, I am responding. I'm acting like I don't like it, but literally I love it. And after that, never had an issue again. Now everybody's gung-ho to do it. We love our affirmations morning. We look at other videos, and then right after the affirmations in YouTube, the jokes of the day pops up, and they listen to that while they make their breakfast. But again, it's about starting that day in a positive mindset, you know, because the reason we started doing that is because everybody would get up, get into their routine, and then the kids would be ready, shoes would be on, I'm yelling, everybody's yelling, the whole house is lit up because I'm frustrated, they're frustrated. And it just started getting to a point where it was just too negative. And then you're leaving your house and you're negative, and everybody's in this, well, mom yelled at me energy, and I can't believe I forgot my water bottle because I'm running around and I wasn't ready. And so now we have a different space that we're in the morning, where it's like, I just got up, did morning meditation, I'm awake. You know, the last part of it is like an essential oil for allergies, and they breathe that in, and I repeat to them, you know, just as you're breathing, think about your day, think about any of the challenges you may have, think about the things you may go through, think about some positive things that'll happen, think about seeing your friends, but think about going into class and having to focus on work and having to do things. And once you go through that mindset, those motions, they get up, they go start having breakfast, they start getting stuff together. You know, Victoria's like, Mom, you want me to warm up the car? We're in just a whole different space. And by the time it's time to go, everybody's in a positive, upbeat mentality and ready to start the day. So we're in the car, we're riding, and they go to Taekwondo in the morning and in the afternoon. So they're at Taekwondo and they're jumping out the car. Usually somebody has an attitude when they jump out the car because they're upset that I yelled at them, or, you know, that they didn't have their stuff ready, or, you know, they forgot something. And now it's just like, bye, Mom, love you. Have a great day. Kisses on the cheeks, and everybody's happy. And now every morning it's not the same because we're human, Jesus. But there have been more positive days than there have been negative, and I am very grateful for that. So I say all that to say, you know, we're a work in progress over here. We're trying to figure out ways that balance and create balance for us. I'm encouraging everyone to step out of their comfort zone and to create some safe spaces for your family, to create some space where you guys can grow and work on things. I'm encouraging everybody as individuals today, when we talk about fear, to step out of your comfort zone, to face those fears, to take that one step at a time, to understand that change is not bad. You know, change is inevitable. You know, that's a part of life, that we're going to have changes. We're going to have these areas of opportunity for change that we may not want to face, but it's time that we take those steps in order to have a sustainable, healthy life. And so those are the things that I encourage for you today. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to reach out to me, you know I'm always available in the chats. I always tell people too, if you go to the website, I do have an app on my phone that indicates when someone's at the website. If you send me a chat through any of the platform site areas, it will notify me that, so I can instant chat through the website with anyone that has questions. But you can always chat with me on Messenger. Since we're on Facebook, I do respond to Messenger and have the app on my phone as well. So I do receive those instantly. You can always email me at mmoore@positiveadvancement.com. That is another way. And I think all emails through the site come to me anyway that way. You can register for any of the events. You can join any of the calls. You can pop things into the chat. I'm usually looking at them most times. But I just appreciate having people on. And I've always said too, if I have any coaches that are listening or following me, any financial specialists, Anyone that focuses on physical activity or physical wellness, I implore you guys to let me know. I would love to have you on this call with me. I would love to have you on either a live or one of the Zoom calls, depending on the month of what we're working on. I know I have 2 financial specialists that will be on my financial wellness call in April. I'm really excited to have both of them because they're going to provide a plethora of information, and that is not my wheelhouse. So I love learning. So I will be picking up, just picking their brains. But again, if you are into wellness, you can always join these calls with me and give your insight and perspective. I'm always about it. I'm always open to having someone on the journey with me. I'm looking at starting my podcast in the next 30 days. We're still getting everything set up over here. But our monthly calls are still open. The lives are still open. Blogs come out on Thursday, so my blog is always on my Positive Advancement page. Links to the blog automatically post to Positive Advancement page and my LinkedIn page. And I always share it on my main page under Facebook as well. But the blogs are always interesting to read, and I always provide, some type of tidbit or help or challenge or, for you guys in the blog post. But if you haven't read any of the blogs, I, recommend that you go find one that kind of sings to you and read those blogs, add comments, give me your feedback. I'm always looking for feedback. I've already said I'm not a writer. I am a person who manifested a vision and put words on paper. They are authentically me. So I embrace the fact that I'm sharing a message and want you guys to be able to take from that message how better to commit to yourself and to have healthy lifestyles, to make changes that are healthy. For those of you that have been on calls before, you know that my ADAPT positive transformation system, we use the acronym ADAPT to build awareness and desire towards change, taking action, and understanding that change takes perseverance and time. So ADAPT is how we assist our clients in processing through the change process, but also kids, because easy words give them the ability to focus on, oh, that's what it means. And then they're able to understand the steps better, so you can break down things into little chunks so that they can understand it and make them laugh too, because they're so sweet. They just laugh at everything, I swear. So all of those resources are there and available. Please, if you have questions, I implore you to reach out. I am always available. And then you can always shoot me text messages, because I'm bad at calls, especially when I'm on calls, to our main number, which is 202-423-6848. And it's a cell that I carry with me. So if you shoot me a text message, I will get that as well. But that is our business line. I try not to answer that after 5-ish, 6-ish via calls, but I will respond to text messages. So again, 202 for that one, 423-6848 is another resource for you guys. But I love you guys. You know I do. I'm an advocate for your wellness. If you need me to speaking engagements, anybody wants me to do anything, please let me know. I'm always available. I will. But again, love you guys, and I hope that you have the most blessed week. And I will see those that are attending on Friday, and then I will see the rest live on Tuesday. All right, bye.